All right, Monday, December 14th. And the weekend is over and the market is open. Let's take a look at some stocks. And like we've been narrowing our focus, remember, just the top stocks, pretty much these runners, they're making huge moves right now from September all the way to pretty much April and March. Small caps are going to make huge moves. That's their moment. Summertime, it slows a little bit. The summer was good. So let's take a look. ARVN was an incredible move. My computer is very slow today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get stuck here or not. Yeah, it's moving very slow. I don't know what's going on, but ARVN had a positive. Let's see if there's a drug. ARVN nearly doubles on promising cancer drug results. And this was releases interim clinical data further demonstrating the powerful potential of Protac, protein degraders. This was at 7 a.m. And let's go to the 3-minute because this was interesting stock. This is very hard to play. 7 a.m. right here, 7:03. So it came out, there's no volume. No one picked this up. And the float on this is about 27 million. Then right here, you have volume, 1,000. This isn't like tens of thousands. 706, 709, 2,000, 300. Then we get to 100. Then this candle right here went to 3,000. So, this had good news, but there was no volume on it. Now, it's not a small cap. I mean, it's not a, $1 to $10 stock. This is $30 stock here. $20. And normally it doesn't do huge volume. 1.6, it does average volume. But whatever reason, they didn't pick this up this morning. Maybe everyone's sleeping. So, now the 5-minute right here, this is 970. You can't get in on a stock that has no volume. This had 2,000. To get in here, let me see here. I'm just seeing here how we play this actually. So 25 shares. Let me see here. 35 times 200. 40. So the reason you can't make this line this tight, look how tight this is. There's no way on a stock this high, this could blow through $3, $4, $5 easily. So I'm taking a $5 line. 40 shares is going to be take it here, and if my stop loss is about 200. Excuse me. So this goes up. 60. Comes back. These are misprints, I'm pretty sure. This came back to 50. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and then takes off to 79.90, 79.90. Look at that double top. Perfect. This is so manipulated. Look at these lines perfectly here. Then it fades sideways. So, the problem on this stock was as soon as the news came out, that's good if you're by your scanners in the morning. I mean, this is right at 7, so you got to be up. You really should be up at 6 a.m. If you're going to trade pre-market. I mean, it's rare. I would say like 80-20 most of the time, even higher, probably 90-10. You're going to trade, the regular normal open trading pre-market. Look at, there's no volume down here. There's no volume. But this made a $30 move to, 79.90. So this had volume right here. With this big $5 line, you have 1320 EMA rolling up. Come back down here, and here's your today's open, today's close. And then this line wasn't bad. It was like 5,000. Still pretty bad, but 19,000. Build a little bit. But the volume didn't really kick in to really open. Then this faded. So, I mean, on this, that's a very high price. You don't need a lot of shares anyway. So you probably could get in and out unless you're trading huge size on this. But and then you get a 10-minute. 10-minute look really good because one big candle out. Okay, you're going to play this only one of two ways. You play it at the 35 line. And on these two, remember I said 35.05? This one is low as 34.70. This could have went like 35, maybe 50. If you have a stock like this, use higher price. Excuse me. Use, remember I said like 35.05, 35.50. Use like, because this is so high, use 35.50. Right now, 50 cents. Now this comes back, look at this. That's today's open, today's close. That's a big line right here at 35. I mean, this is rolling up. This happens so fast on a 10-minute. See this? This is the beginning of all these moves. You'll see the 1320 EMA cross up. You know, right here is the 30 line. So you can't play this many different ways. You may be able to play this in between, maybe like 32.50, something like that. And then look at this. Takes off, takes off. This is the misprint. Comes back, 51.33. Then look at this right here, stack, and then out. So it's very clean on the 10-minute to read. But it just didn't have volume. So that was the problem. So that was the issue there. But so in them lower time frames, you didn't see any volume. You go up to 10, you want to see what this does, because remember it said the news came out 7. This is 7:10, 7:20. You have 20 minutes. That's a long time. Look at this candle, see what it's doing. And then you can take your shot here. This is a big $35 stock. There's your stop, or in between. So that's what I mean. The news immediately came out. So it's very positive that this can keep going. And that's why a lot of times the news happens pre-market. These are moving pre-market. It's tough for these to move at the open, unless they just drift on a little bit, they have good momentum. There's your move. And then it fades, and held here 55. But this is a good long. But the volume is sketchy, so careful of volume. But you're not going to use big size here. So this would have been for me about 40 shares. Like I said, 40, excuse me, 40 times that's 1,400. It's nothing. And then it takes off. Daily chart. See this one all the way down. Pretty much just like steady down momentum ever since May. Then really exploded today. So, I mean, the chart is what it is. You have to look at different time frames. Higher time frames are going to tell you a big picture. That big candle here was very bullish. It wasn't like, bearish or just it's a completely bullish candle. So, take your line to line. You have your 13 rising up. And right here, too, there's no sell. Just came back. You can give that a little bit of time. Play this longer. And then right here. All right, let's look down. I'm dying here Monday. Excuse me. BCDA. And see, this is another one. Remember, low to high. You have your middle range, high, low. This started low. That's a very good sign. Not much volume here. 800, 32,000, 54,000. Then we're starting to pick up here. This is the 10-minute up. Then you're like, what's it going to do? Play that line back. Came very back. Back to this line right here, the 325 line. Look at that. And there's your EMA's coming up again. Look at the support the whole way up. As the stock is going to move up, if it's going to move up, your exponential moving average is going to move along with it. Lagging indicator. See these curves that came down, and what's it doing? This is like holding. So these are extremely impressed with the 1320 EMA, and I'm keeping it. You could use the 9. I could use 15 or something instead of the 20, but these two have been great. And then see here, when you get this, okay. And when this starts to bend right here, it's pretty much on the 10-minute. The 5-minute, 325 up. Look at the support right here again. Support gives it a 20. And when it does this, see this, it rolls up right here. And then this came back to 350. You know, you don't have to exactly get there. Look for the next line. That's where the line was 350. See this? Came through a little bit. Came underneath a little bit. Give it that wiggle room. So this was a really good long. As the market closes, Dow really finished off 170. S&P minus 17. NASDAQ was plus 62. Small caps plus 3. The VIX plus 2467. So it's moving up 5.83%. Gold was pretty flat, 1831. Silver, 23.98. Crude, 46.98. So crude is really picking up here. All right, Ruby. I don't believe this had news. Look at the last few days. Very tight candles. And then we went right to the today's open. See this little green check lines and today's open line. You know, this was out. There's another candle. One big move out, 55,000. That tremendous volume. You can't make this tighter. That's way tight. If you can play that, that's fine. That's super tight. Even this is pretty tight. You can see these candles taking up more than 50 cents. So this is your 7 line. And it went as low as 681. So this is starting to wrap up. Off your first candle, it's tough. It's the immediate move. And then, you know, there it goes. You catch these early. That's the whole thing. This rides up as high as 1370 and fades. And fades a little bit to 850. So, you know, nice move here is your 7. Play your 8 line. You know, and this one, this came all the way back. Probably play this line. And this would have really shook people out, though. But again, see this 13 coming up like this in your 20? It wasn't a sell, though. It touched, but it's not even like curving or like that. So that was a fake out. You got to notice these subtle things with these moves, these candles. Frozen here. Technical difficulties. Yeah, TC2000 is really frozen here. They're definitely frozen. It's a really bad freeze. Well, while we wait, I'm not sure what's wrong with this. I never get this bad of a freeze on this. There it is. We are back. We are back. All right, here's another one. AMPC. You know, kind of shady volume here. You have one candle. One candle up, and then you have the next line, 550. And it's putting huge candles here. And then there it is. See the move up, straight up so fast. And there's your sliding fade. Now, compared to ARVN, because this, I mean, this had to move up. Let's take a look here. ARVN, though, was at the bottom, and it was a nice controlled candle. If you get an AMPC, this is a shooting star wick. It means it could, yeah, it's a topping pattern on one candle, though. So it's a little bit of a different pattern. Here's Vero, you know, hugging your 1320 EMA, bounced up. Went sideways, tougher move there. Here's Sol. When you see this too, it's a matter of catching these too, which is, you know, not the easiest, but these are the top. So yeah, as this was coming up, even pre-market, there's not much going on. See this 575 line? The 13 is already over in the 20. Very smooth, nothing here. And then you see this candle at the open, it's very strong. And then you have 6. And the low here is 582. This came back and look where it touched, 13 EMA. And then this rode along. right here. And then it looks like a topping candlestick. Then this came down very heavy bearish. Now, like I said, you can sell here if you bought here. You can wait, see if it controls, stops this 13 EMA, will bounce off here, maybe even lower. That's a good move here. You definitely want to take profit. Now you're looking for maybe even more profit, but that's a good run. You go to the 5 minute, up here, 6, and look at that, like a spinning top, huge spinning top, and then it faded down. Look where it touched in the 5 minute. You'll see these patterns over and over, like the back of your hand. TLGT, this moved up, bounced back to 85, then bounced up. We've seen this move before, straight up, didn't come all the way back, then bounced again, almost like a double top, then fade it. These are quick spikes. Here's Seal, riding on this 1320. Pretty good gainer for penny stock. Here's Fix. This didn't have much pre-market volume. And then this came out with 4,000, very light, 129. Then it really turned up much higher. And here's pretty much just an ascending or F pattern, 1150. See the 13? Very smooth to this. And then it rode up, became a nice gainer up here. Remember I said your bottom of your screen of where, not the bottom of the screen, but this is where my chart starts. You have here, middle, top. So once you're here, still good. Just be a little more careful. And then the top, extremely careful. This is profit taking. And then to fade it down. On the 10 minute, you see here, very just clean 1150. Look at this line number, 13 EMA. And then there it is right there. Here's Glop. 50 volume. Not the greatest volume in some of these today, but they did move up. And this moved 275 to 345. This is BLRX. It's a quick pop. SYRS is on a very fast. Here's Domino. Some of these don't have much pre-market, and you're seeing what it's doing. This really just took off from 49 to 56. It's straight momentum. When you're far away from your 1320 EMA, it's just a very good long. CBIO, HGen. Another one here. Look at this line. That's yesterday's close, then rode above. Then here's today's open. You're riding 1025 and this explodes up. Really some strange longs the last few weeks. Like you're getting late day longs, you're getting like midday. You're still getting your normal action in the morning, but just they're very different. Anything moving after hours? MCEP. That ain't it. Yeah, look at this. MCEP just exploding up. Get these after hours. All right, so that was the gainers list today. So very good moves to the long side again. As we go back. Like I said, there was no volume in this, the 3 minute. The 5 minute had that one candle. Then next, there's nothing to get in. The 10 minute, you had to move to the 10 minute. If you believe in this move, is positive news. As long as there's positive news there, you can't really deny it, though it's pre-market. You have to be extremely careful. And it did make a nice run up there. So, yeah, pre-market still don't like to trade from there. But once it's had that news, and then showed that that's a nice candle. There's nothing bearish. It's a normal bullish candle. So, it was a strong long today in the top list. This one, pretty good. A little bit tougher to read. You got to read through these candles. They'll get stopped out. Ruby 2, very quick move, an hour, but it's very strong move. And there's another little test here. Here, then you're like, okay, I'm going to get in. Well, put a line in between. And this came back. You're probably playing this line, 850, but it came all the way back to like 750. That's $1. That's tough. So you could have been down at one point, 400 or 500 plus. Just opened at 844. And see, it went low to high. But see, when this is riding up, it's riding up right here, putting that tail. It's definitely a tricky play. You don't see that often. Well, it did it here, but I mean, because this came all the way back to playing this line. If you play back to this line, it's tough. Or if you make it a little wider, then that's different. It's a little bit different. You play this a $1 line. I mean, it is taking up a whole dollar, so I can see that now. Yeah, that probably would have been better to play this. So you go by playing the lines, though. See how big this line is? But these candles match that. If you have small run up, like on, well, this is pretty big line, but I was looking for a smaller stock. Like, see these lines, these candles, very small candles. So this is taking out pretty much a $1 line. Then this comes up, comes back. See this line? This took up like $2. So you have to look at how the candles are moving to. Now, see, yeah, this is it. So look back at this. These are very small and tight candles. Look at this. Nothing like this. This is explosive. This is extremely volatile right here. So you have to see that. So when this moves here, you want to play that back line. On this, I probably would have played, I guess, here, that low. Played at like 850 line right here. So 850, we'll just get low, 757. What's up? 0.93 or something. You still would have been down pretty big, close to your stop. So yeah, it's a tougher move. But again, as this is riding up, you just don't see it fading there like that. Although this was a shooting star, it could have came down. Let me see the 3-minute. Yeah, see, 3-minute wasn't bad. You had a halt. There's the 5-minute. That's a big hammer. So the 5-minute, I didn't look down on the minute time frame. So yeah, when this came down, what was this the low here? 818. Tougher play though, still tougher. All right, so I mean, there's good plays though. You gotta be quick and jump on these. No hesitation. Know where you're at. When you see this too, that's out, then you see this. I mean, if you're in here, you see this is riding up. They're all riding up. That's the quick momentum of these 1320 EMAs. They're going to move as the stock price moves, the moving averages. So, yeah, you got to see this. Look at Sol too. When you have it straight like that, there's no sell this whole way out. That's why you can get in a little bit higher too. I mean, it could start to fade at one of these, but you don't know. That's why you want to get a beginning or middle. This is top up here. All these are tops. Excuse me. All right, SPY looking toppy here. A lot of bearish candles moving straight down on stochastics. And we have a crossover in a weekly. That is not good for the SPY. What's the monthly? Yeah, monthly looks like a total shooting star top. 4 hour. Yeah, we could roll over. Here's a 2 hour. Here's the VIX. Like I said, remember this was going to go up. Look at that support at 20. Look at this rounding bottom now, turning up. It's already at 75 stochastics. 4 hours coming up. The weekly, you have a crossover. UVXY candles there. Look at the daily. Look at this. Straight up right now. Very bullish. 4 hour, you have a wrap. Yeah, this could be the move, the 16, 17. I'm not sure how big a move this is going to be. Defense, it's very bearish there. Lower volume too compared to the higher volume. 4 hour straight down. 4 hours at a 4. Yeah, these have had a big run. November all the way to December, mid-December now. Are we going to come all the way back to test that line? It's hard to say. I mean, once we're oversold like this, you'll know it's going to be somewhere in here, I guess. So, all right, so this is a quick recap on the small caps. They're the most explosive moves. And, you know, you can make big money. You don't need a lot of size going back. You know, it's going to be pre-market. If you're going to take your shot pre-market, you got to just be careful of the volume. Like, this is one of those very tough. See this again? 2,000. Or 900, 2,000, almost 3,000. Then it went to 361. That's the 5 minute. There's no way that could work. Now, the 10 minute look cleaner now. You have one big candle, 3,700. I mean, these aren't big size at all, like 30, 50, 100,000. It did have good news. So you're going to have to take your shots if it was something you liked or not. Or you could have waited, wait for something, the open. BCDA, Ruby. What else did I have here? AMPC, you had Soul. No, Soul, not that. See, and wait for the open. These were better moves. So that's why I call 80-20, maybe even 90-10. You want to play the open pre-market. Yeah, it's giving me a lot of garbage. All right, so that's it. Please subscribe and like the channel. Do day trading, you know, swing trading ideas, candlesticks, stock market news, chart patterns, the whole variety of the stock action we bring to you. All right, that's it. We're out for now. Have a good night. And we are out. Peace.